Hello, Wankers.
What's up, Wankers?
Hello, Vankas! This is, of course, Vanka Hours, but this is a special episode. This is the first ever Vankies. This is going to go down. You'll say that you watched or listened to the first ever Vankies when we're 100 years from now, Guenther, when we're all dead, but you're still alive because you figured out a way, because you're connected to people that we're not.
Yeah.
But it's just your brain in a cyborg body. You're going to be doing this with an AI version of Matt and I. And, it'll be billions of people, because at this point we'll have people on different planets and things like that. Everyone will be turning into the Vankies to talk about the most recent season of Formula One.
Yeah, and it will be all untamed, This will be the untamed version of Wanker Hours,
That's right. Good. Yes, because this special episode of the Vankies is brought to you by Buffalo Trace, Perfectly Untamed, also our amazing sponsor at BetMGM. We have a bunch of awards that let me explain to you and the people listening and watching. So we contacted our big Wanker network on Instagram.
There is many of them, huh?
There are hundreds of thousands of them, Guenther. There are many people who,
millions,
despite themselves, enjoy what we do here. And we asked people for their nominees for a bunch of different categories. And then we got those nominees, we distilled them. And then we had our Patreon members, who are the most
aged them in a barrel.
Aged them in a barrel. They are our most, say with me, mentally ill fans.
Yeah.
They voted on who was going to win each category. So we are going to go through this. We're going to discuss. But Guenther, there's something that's very important here today. The fans voted for who these winners are, but you have one untamed veto. The Guenther Steiner untamed veto. If there's ever a winner that you think shouldn't be the winner,
shouldn't be a wanker. Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, you have the right to say no. This is who should win that award.
I'm declaring martial law, and I'm changing the result.
That's right, but only one. So you have to use it sparingly.
Okay, but I do that at the end.
No. When it happens, so you
but I don't know what is happening. If somebody,
Yeah, well, Guenther, hindsight's 2020. Would you bring the guy in for a pit stop, or do you not? You got to take a risk.
I know about that one. Yeah. But I know about Wankers. Yeah.
So So as they come, you have to decide: do I want to burn it now? It's like, who wants to be a millionaire? Do you want to use it now, or do you want to wait?
That's right.
So
I'll read to you the order of how this is going to go so you can know, okay?
Okay.
All right.
These are the awards for this evening. There is the Guenther Steiner, who did the most with the least award. There is the FIA Best Swear Award. The Most Improved Driver of the Year Award. Most Improved Team of the Year. The Buffalo Trace Perfectly Untamed Moment of the Year. The Guenther Steiner Best Team Principal of the Year Award. Best Race of the Year. Best On-Track Battle of the Year. And then, of course, the Cash App, Rockstar, and Wanker of the Year Awards. So that will be our order of operations for this evening. It is, of course, 9 a.m, but we're pretending like it's the night because we're here drinking Buffalo Trace, baby. So, before we get started, can we just get, 2024? It's in the books. What were your thoughts on this year? If you had to sum it up into a bite size, what does 2024 mean to you?
A very exciting season coming out of nowhere after 6 races. After we all tried to find ways to keep it interesting for us, to talk us self-interesting season, it got very interesting, and I think it was one of the best seasons in the last 20 years, if not the best one. Because I don't remember anything back more than 20 years. That is why I say 20. It's just like a guess, yeah.
Yeah, this sport is so filled with seasons that are so bad that when you get a great one,
they're all good. No, they're all good. They're just less good and better,
Right.
So 2017 and 18 when Lewis just So they're good.
So
they're good. They're good. Like when you go to an opera and you sleep through it, and you get
exactly,
a great
you sleep through it, and then you say how great it was. Yeah.
So in the Mazepin Schumacher year, was that just a less good year? That wasn't a bad year.
No, that was a shit year.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, just checking. Okay, so let's we're gonna get this thing underway, and as we go through this, we can discuss who we think that should win, and then we'll find out who the fans thought should win. Okay, so we're starting off with the titular Guenther Steiner, who did the most with the least award. Here are the nominees: Zhou Guanyu, Pierre Gasly, Nico Hülkenberg, the Williams mechanics, and Max Verstappen.
Ooh.
I think Zhou definitely not.
No, because he didn't do anything, you know. So.
He had the one race. He
did one good race. He did one good race. I must admit, he did one very good race, you know.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. We have to be fair to him, you know. But the rest, I mean, he didn't do a lot, you know. Yeah.
If you had to pick, who's your pick?
Who would be my pick? I mean, I think, okay, so Pierre Gasly, especially for the latter half of that season, came out of nowhere. It was vintage Gasly. I mean, we fell in love with Pierre Gasly because he had this fire in him. He's like, I'm the fucking best, and people don't recognize it. When he got bumped back,
and nobody knows. Yeah,
nobody knows when he was on Red Bull. And then he got bumped down. Then he won the race in Monza. I mean, legendary stuff from Pierre. So I think it was quite a great season. I'm really hoping that he can keep that same energy.
Yes.
In 2025.
Who would you go for, Guenther?
I'm between Pierre and the mechanics of Williams, because they're four bastards, you know. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, you know, they had their work cut out. That was actually, you came up with that one. It's actually a good one. I need to think about it because,
I mean, they certainly,
they went beyond.
They
better get a lot of overtime this year.
Yeah, Guenther, do you have to pay mechanics overtime when you have a wreck like that?
No.
No, you get paid the same whether you're fixing
amount of money,
Max
it's
Verstappen's
a salary,
car.
they don't work hourly, baby. That's a salary.
So you get paid the same for Logan Sargent's car as
Well, speaking of Pierre Gasly, $0 in damage this year.
Pierre Gasly. We need to go with him, yeah.
Okay, I mean, we're going to go with Pierre Gasly.
And he made Renault. He did the most with the least because he had a shit car and they came in sixth, you know, and that's thanks to him.
Well, and how did it go from such a shit? Like, did Ollie Oaks and Flavio really turn it around that quickly, or did they have these things in the pipeline, you think? Who gets the credit?
I think the credit goes to David Sanchez, the guy which came from McLaren, but he was at Ferrari before. He was at McLaren a few months, and then he went to Renault, or Alpine, sorry. To Alpine. And I think he had some knowledge, and I think that David just said, we need to go this way to get to the end of the season with something which works, which he knew works, you know, because he worked in Formula One a long time. So I think he was the key. It was David.
I mean, the turnaround that they had with that double podium in Brazil. Yeah. I mean, they had, I think, like 2 points before that.
Yeah, they were ninth. Yeah,
they were ninth. No one was expecting them to be anywhere, and then they wind up being atop the bottom half of the field.
Right, so drum roll.
Okay, and the winner of the Guenther Steiner, who did the most with the least award, goes to
Pierre Gasly.
No, the Williams mechanics.
Yeah,
The people voted for the Williams. They won 44% of the vote.
Oh,
so it's a sympathy vote.
We've got and it's it's the proletariat. You know, they respect the working class. Yeah. Our fans.
Yes.
Socialist, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're socialists, exactly.
Pierre Gasly doesn't need our sympathies, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm not mad at the Williams mechanics getting their credit.
No. As you said, it was in between the two of them.
It was in between the two of them.
Yeah.
So you're not Guenther, you use the veto for that or no?
No, I don't oppose it. No.
Just another thing they're getting in lieu of pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move along to the FIA Best Swear Award. The nominees are...
This could also be the Guenther Steiner Best Swear
Award. This could be the Guenther Steiner Best Swear Word Award. I shit my pants. Yuki Tsunoda.
When he hit the baller.
When he hit the Ballard, and then they asked him, he was like, I shit my pants there. And also when he was on our podcast and talked about shitting his pants. Fuck off, Kevin Magnussen.
Kevin Magnussen.
And that was against who? He was
battling somebody 2 races ago, I think.
Yeah, it was
it was Perez or it was somebody.
He was going back and forth. Albon. He was going up against Albon.
Yeah, Albon. You're right.
Yeah. And then he finally got him. He said, "Fuck off."
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was beautiful. The curse that really defined a lot of the season. The car is fucked. Max Verstappen in the FIA press conference.
The context was important.
The context was key in that one. And then the final nominee. Yeah, I did my job. Being nice fucks me over all the fucking time. All the fucking time. It's not even being nice. It's just being respectful. I know I need to shut up, but at one point, it's always the same. So, Charles Leclerc crashing out in Vegas, I believe.
Yes, when Carlos Sainz was attacking him.
When Carlos Sainz attacked him after the pit stop, and Charles Leclerc really trauma dumped. He trauma dumped on radio. So these are our 4 nominees for best swear word of the year.
I would say Leclerc, just because it was more cursing.
It was a lot of cursing. It was an emotion. There was real emotional. Like he was really bearing it all for us there.
I agree. He meant it.
Yeah,
he did mean. Do you ever?
He did mean it.
Like, what's the craziest radio you've heard in all your time on the pit wall? Is there one that sticks out to you?
No, I don't remember them.
I remember when there was once when there was Nikita Mazepin and he was like, "Guys, fucking this car, fucking." He's yelling at his mechanics, and you were like, "This is why everyone fucking hates you, dude." God damn.
I also remember when Kevin Magnussen said, "This is the worst experience I've ever had driving a car ever," and then you said, "It's not fun for us either. Please keep driving." You don't remember? You're drawing blanks. You repress all this.
He blacks it all out.
I forget it.
You forget it.
Yeah.
So I'm not ringing any bells here.
No.
Okay, we got to get him on the. You got to watch.
You got to watch Drive to Survive. We interviewed James Hinchcliffe for an episode that's kind of come out in the new year. He was kind of talking about how a lot of the times the drivers will just they'll scream if someone kind of cuts them off, or if there's a close moment on track, they'll kind of yell and scream on the radio, but they're kind of just doing that for the stewards.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they just so to get the attention, So, but I think that's worn out. No, they don't react anything anymore to it. They all try it because it has become. It's like, yeah, whatever you say, fuck off. The stewards say to them.
Oh, the stewards don't listen to.
They know what's up.
They know that they're flopping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he'll say that he said that. A driver will be like, "Oh fuck, he almost killed me," and then he'll be like, "So I'm in strat mode 4, right? Strat mode 4."
Yeah,
they're not actually upset.
Yeah, they'll be right back and forth.
They're actors. They're actors.
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
They're actors. All right, let's get to our winner with 56% of the vote. The winner goes to Charles Leclerc. Yeah, I did my job of being nice. Fucks me over all the fucking time. All the fucking time. It's not even being nice, just being respectful. I know I need to shut up, but at one point, it's always the same.
Have you ever had to sit a driver down being like, cool it on the radio? Or you've never had to do that?
No. I couldn't care less.
When we
interviewed Fred years ago, we were like, do you think that Charles kind of gets on the radio too much? And he was like, yes, 100%. That he's too vocal on the radio. Do you think that Fred maybe sat down with Charles after that? Said, hey, there's a time and place?
Maybe he mentioned something.
What would you do if your driver was kind of in that state?
I would actually make it, because obviously when he does it, he's emotional. When he comes back, he will be fine. It's over. And normally what you do, you actually laugh about it, Or you say, what the fuck was that about, something like this. I think if you try to overreact and try to be, or you shouldn't be saying that, you normally get the wrong result. Because then you make him feel actually it worked for him. If you laugh over it, it's like he doesn't care anyway. So why should I do it next time?
It's like when
you shouldn't be doing this, and exactly, yeah. Sit him down and
yeah. It's like when a kid hurts himself, and if you make it a big deal, they'll cry more. But if you're like, if they break their arm, that's another other thing. But if they just like kind of
take them
fall
to the hospital,
hit their head or whatever, and you kind of like, are you okay? Are you okay? Then they're like, am I okay? Am I okay? You gotta be like, you're fine. Get up.
Yeah. Keep on going, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes these radio outbursts, they do create assholes like me talking about it, and then they got to answer questions about it, and it just becomes a headache.
It becomes a winner of an award on the Vanky.
But I think what is happening, as we said before, with the drivers, complaining loud, so the stewards hear it. After a while, everybody, the mechanics know their driver. Everybody's got good enough relationship that everybody can say, why did you have to say that? Or something like this, I would say, but I wouldn't make an official thing out of it. I mean, I'm with Brian on that one. It's like, oh, that was bad. Should we think about how we do this next time? Do we a little bit more professional? It's emotion. He's racing, so what the hell, keep on going,
Nice. Yeah, you don't.
And we need to be entertained. We need to be entertained as well.
I mean, we love it as fans. Yeah, exactly, so I'm totally
keep
fine.
on doing it, Yeah.
Keep on going, says Guenther. Okay. Vankas, as you know, we have teamed up with BetMGM this season, and we are using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY, and you will get up to $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here is how it works. You download the BetMGM app, and you sign up using the bonus code DADDY. Because we're fun, deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. You'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure that you use the bonus code DADDY when you sign up. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your first $1,500 first bet offer today. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and over. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY for New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Indiana. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your $1,500 first bet offer today. Next award, the Most Improved Driver of the Year award. Our nominees are Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and Nico Hülkenberg.
Interesting.
It will be a very close race there. Who it will be?
Well, let's start with Nico. The guy that you brought, that you resurrected his career. He had a great season, secured multi-year contracts at a works team. What do you make of Nico's performance this year?
Very good, but I think he was already good last year. So from last year to this year, the improvement was not as big as some of the other ones. That's my opinion. Sure. Obviously, he did very well, but he had a better car this year, so he could show more. But he was already, when he was back, he was already improved because sitting at home for 3 years did good to him,
Do you think he's ever going to get that podium, Guenther?
You see my enthusiasm for that one.
Your boy Mattia Binotto is not going to get him on those steps.
Whoa!
It depends on if
in a couple years,
if Audi can progress faster than he can age.
Correct. And how long does he stay? That's the next thing. Right. If he's driving when he's 50, maybe.
Yeah. If he's Alonso, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Nico Hülkenberg. We've got Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda. Who else do you want to discuss?
Who else do you want to discuss?
I mean, I don't think Lando should get it because he just got a better car.
Right. I don't think that he improved. I think that he's been fast the whole time.
Yeah.
He just had a car that was fast. 2025, if he comes out and beats the shit out of everybody, maybe he wins this award.
I would say Oscar improved a little bit.
Oscar, definitely.
Yuki improved a little bit. I don't think any of these guys improved massively, though.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I mean, but I would almost go with Oscar. Because Yuki, I mean, how many years is he driving now?
Yeah.
It's about time that he improves, huh? So.
Yeah, no, I would say Oscar took a step closer to Lando.
Yeah.
Definitely. I wonder how, because I don't think that Oscar's at peak performance yet.
Yeah.
I think that Lando's, at least in performance, mentally, maybe, attitude wise or whatever, that can maybe develop more. But I think in terms of raw talent, I think that Lando's kind of at his peak. I don't think that Oscar's necessarily there yet. How long do you think it takes a driver to kind of develop into their peak powers?
I think if the car is right, it can do it in 1 or 2 seasons. I think Oscar will be at his top next year. That's why I say Lando will have to fight hard beginning of the season next year.
Yeah.
So you're not worried by Oscar's, you think whatever he's losing to him in qualifying, because last year the narrative on Oscar was his tire issues.
Management.
He seems to be gotten better at that, but he's still missing not much, but he's still losing out to Lando in qualifying, and that seems to be costing him.
Yeah, but sometimes it's also, when he goes out, preparation of the tires and things like this. It's not the pure speed. I think he can learn that. That's why I say he will be, if he has got a good first 5 races next year, he will be where he should be.
That's what Liam was saying. He said that's the hardest thing about F1 from the junior formulas is learning how to prepare the tires to get them perfect for that lap is just dark art.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can get that up to speed.
All right, so we've picked Oscar Piastri.
Oscar Piastri.
Okay. The winner with 25% of the vote, just beating out Oscar Piastri, was Yuki Tsunoda. Oscar Piastri lost by 2 votes. He was right there. But the people, listen, our fans, they're, we've done a lot of propaganda for Yuki.
We've done a lot of propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda. Yeah, you're 2 propaganda ministers for him.
Let's see. Yeah. Yuki face down Daniel. He's holding Liam to account.
Well, people were expecting Daniel Ricciardo to come in there and say, hey, this Yuki Tsunoda thing is over now.
Yeah.
And that was not the case.
Yeah.
It's a done. No, he's good, Yuki. And I hope he gets in the Red Bull, so he can see, he can really show, give him 1 year in the Red Bull, make it or break it, We have been talking enough about it.
Here's my question about that, Guenther. So there seems to be a rumor, more than maybe a rumor, we'll see if it's actually real, that Liam Lawson is going into that seat, that Checo's out. Let's say that happens, and let's say 5 races in, Liam's stinking it up. Do you think they do a Gasly Albon swap? Do you think they do the classic Red Bull while you're out, and we'll send you back to the other team and bring Yuki up? If Lawson's not cutting it,
so difficult to say with Red Bull because there is some, as you say, some they swap, some they got rid of, but then they keep Checo for a very long time. It's like there is no really science behind it, in my opinion. It's just like what's the flavor of the day,
Right.
So difficult to predict what will happen. But in theory, it should happen. I mean, if Liam gets a seat to start off with, and he's not doing good until halfway through the season, or he's in the same position as Checo is in the moment, or our Checo was this year, I think they will swap him because I think they learned out of it, Or maybe they extend his contract for another 2 years. I don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
Yeah. You never know how they're going to react.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They don't. So so Yuki got the award over Oscar.
Yeah.
Who's going to be happy about that? Nicole Piastri. Yuki is her favorite driver.
I was thinking her son was her favorite driver. Huh?
That's what you would. That's what you would think.
But you'd be wrong.
Alas, you would be wrong. Okay. Next award, Most Improved Team of the Year award. The nominees are Alpine, Haas, McLaren, Ferrari.
There's some candidates here.
Yeah,
there's some candidates. Who are you going with?
I would go with McLaren, and then they won the championship, you know. I mean, you know, after how many years, it's like, yeah, they improved. I mean, they did a good job, you know. They did a good job last year, but they improved and now won the championship against Red Bull and Ferrari. So that's what I would go for.
Are we docking them for fumbling the WDC, Guenther?
No.
The team still won.
Yeah, the team still won. And if you talk about the team, you know, but obviously they had their hand in to lose the whatever you called it. That was too, you know, critical to me. WDC, whatever, you know, DC is David Coulthard and W is somebody else, you know. So, but anyway,
the Williams David Coulthard Award. Yeah, I mean, I think it's McLaren.
It's got to be McLaren.
Yeah,
this is slam dunk.
It's got to be McLaren. And hey, guess what? It was McLaren with 42% of the vote. McLaren most improved team of the year. I think that's pretty darn good right there.
Well deserved as well, you know.
They haven't won a champion. They haven't won a constructors championship since, was it 88?
It was a long time ago.
It was
even I was young at the time, you know. Maybe you were not even born, yeah.
I think they weren't born yet.
Guenther, what were you doing in 88?
Yeah, what were you doing in 88?
I was working in rallying. I actually was living in Belgium.
In Belgium?
I was already working on race cars in 88. What were you doing in 88?
I was
glint in someone's eye.
Not born.
Yeah.
Not even born.
Not even born.
Yet,
no.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Think about that. Now it's silence.
Yeah. And you were a mechanic on rally cars?
Yeah.
Do you ever miss getting your
hands dirty?
Get your hands dirty, getting underneath the hood?
No, not really.
Guenther, when you see a young lady on the side of the road, smoke coming out of her engine, do you stop and you say, I'm a mechanic, I can help you, or you just keep driving?
No, I maybe stop and tell her to call the tow truck, you know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, AAA.
Yeah. Hey, here's a phone number for.
Yeah, you don't pop the hood and take a look.
No. I ask you, have you not got a cell phone? You know.
You know, these cars have changed a lot since '88.
Absolutely.
Guenther, when did you stop? When did the mechanic time stop and you moved on to another thing? What was the last year you were a mechanic? 90. What was it? 98, I think. I mean, I was splitting the time before, you know. I moved, 96 maybe. I moved to England. There I was stopping completely. But before I was already a little bit still working and a little bit not working, you know, on the car. Obviously, I was always working because, you know, right.
I'm not privileged as you guys that I can just make my living with talking, you know. So, and writing, you know, and things like this. Yeah. I had to work, you know.
I see.
And when was the last time you slid under a car in one of those skateboards?
90, must have been 95 or 96. I moved.
And what were you working?
96.
What series were you working on at that time?
Rallying, Italian Rally Championship. Yeah.
Okay.
Still rallying. Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I never worked on F1 cars. No.
Did you ever like leave a bolt in or not screw something on right?
I messed a lot of things up. Don't worry. You know, but we can have a full,
podcast.
So when the guy put the tire on wrong twice, I think it was in Austin,
Australia.
was it Australia? Did you look at that guy and you were like, "That's me," basically?
Did you have sympathy for him as a former mechanic?
I mean, you have no, what is sympathy? I mean, I could understand, you know, as long as the guy is a good guy, he got it wrong. And obviously, we knew that there was an issue with the wheel nuts, you know, and the guy got unlucky twice, you know.
Yeah.
So I didn't have it with the guy because he was and he's still a good guy, you know, he's still a good mechanic, you know. So it's like one of these things. I mean, it's like, what can you do? Oh, I wasn't happy, but I wasn't upset against the person, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's people which work hard, you know. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, I didn't need to add anything to made him feel shit, basically, you know.
What was the biggest mechanical mistake you made?
I don't remember like a lot of things, you know, so.
You don't
I
remember?
don't remember anything.
He's
the
like a
last 5 years.
goldfish.
Never
Dude.
mind
He's a
20
goldfish.
years.
He just fucking
There's
forgets.
nothing.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I forgot to put the wheel on.
Don't worry, Guenther,
I
even
never
if you don't
forget that
actually
one.
remember it, the body does keep the score.
Okay.
So you're deep in the soul of you. It's
I would
there.
take. I would take it with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Okay. Now that we're talking about the past, reflecting, I think it's time to pour ourselves a glass of Buffalo Trace for the Buffalo Trace Perfectly Untamed moment of the year. Excuse me, 1 second.
I need to do the same here. No. Whoa. Whoa.
Vegas, this episode is brought to you by Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Buffalo Trace is crafted at the oldest continually operated distillery in America. The distillery has been making whiskey since 1773. That is 250 beautiful years. Buffalo Trace, the flagship bourbon from the world's most award-winning distillery, has a bold, robust flavor that is still incredibly smooth since it's aged 7 to 8 years for an elevated taste. Ahead of the next race, grab a bottle of Buffalo Trace and discover for yourself why this whiskey wins so many awards. Drink it straight or try the Buffalo Old Fashioned. Buffalo Trace, American-made, family-owned, and always perfectly untamed. Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey has 45% alcohol by volume, proudly produced at Buffalo Trace Distillery, Frankfort, Kentucky. The nominees for the Buffalo Trace Perfectly Untamed moment of the year go to Lando and Max Verstappen crashing in Austria. Max in Brazil. Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz crashing in Baku. Liam Lawson giving the middle finger to Sergio Perez in Mexico. George Russell's Yabba Dabba Doo. Lando Norris co-opting Simply Lovely. Max hosting his own press conference in Singapore with a metaphorical fuck you to the FIA. And Max's and George's rap battle beef.
There's a lot of good ones.
A lot of nominees. There was many untamed moments this year. There was a lot of unhinged shit happening on this track. Now let's remember there is also a best on track battle. So some of these on track things there'll be other times for them to have their moments in the sun. But yeah, I mean Lando and Max's battle, them crashing.
It's got to be Brazil.
Great.
It has to be Brazil.
I mean, Max.
But was it untamed?
Was that untamed? I feel like that was that wild, or was that everyone else was untamed because they're sliding all over the track?
Yes.
Meanwhile, Max
Was that
Verstappen.
clinical?
No, but it was racing. I think the untamed thing is Max having his own press conference. That is something, you need to come
Going rogue.
He went full rogue.
That's like, as he called it, F-U, FIA.
Yes.
Yes, like, and he's like the Pied Piper with that shit too. He's like, "Follow me."
Yeah. Were you proud of him?
I found it a good idea to do it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was proud of him, yeah.
Yeah.
I was with him,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm with you, Max,
Yeah.
All right. So you're thinking it's Max Verstappen's press conference in Brazil, and Guenther, you would be correct with 37% of the votes. Max Verstappen holding his own press conference in Brazil, giving a metaphorical fuck you to the FIA. Yo, you don't want me to, I just won't speak at the press conferences then. I'll see you guys outside. Catch me outside. How about that? Perfectly Untamed.
Max,
to that.
Perfectly Untamed, yeah.
Another Guenther Steiner Award, the Guenther Steiner Best Team Principal of the Year Award. The nominees are Fred Vasseur, Andrea Stella, James Vowles, Ollie Oakes, Ayo Komatsu.
You know who is not getting it?
No, come on, Guenther.
Make an effort. You say make an effort. No.
Wait, why?
Yeah, why?
No, you have to say, why? Completely ignorant. Try that one.
Yeah. What do you mean? Why?
What do you mean, why?
No, there was some, Andrea Stella turned.
Why was James Vowles nominated? Why? How could you nominate James Vowles?
It's a good question.
The guy, I mean, they did $900 million in crash damages. They came
Don't
in
have a
second to
chassis.
last.
Yeah. Have no chassis for 5 races, you know.
Yeah,
Haven't
yeah.
improved from last year. Who put them in there?
Our perfect
Our perfect
Patreons.
fan base.
Our perfect
No,
fan base.
our fans, the Patreons, you know, they
our
they-
fans nominated him.
Yes.
Or maybe because he's telling the best stories, you know.
That's
Maybe
true.
That's
one. That's true. Exactly.
People
He's giving
believing
us-
the propaganda.
Why
Yeah,
is he?
exactly.
You think he's very slick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he's able
But,
to nab Carlos Sainz.
He was able to. People believe the guy's got a silver tongue until he says that Mick Schumacher is not that special.
He's a preacher man.
Yeah, yeah. It's unbelievable that he was able to talk his way into a Guenther Steiner Best Team Principal Award.
No, not
nomination.
I don't know if he's a preacher man or if he's the son of a preacher man.
Yeah,
Exactly. I think that's what they said. Yeah.
Because I think he learned a lot of his stuff from Toto.
Yeah.
So the only boy that could ever reach me was the son of a Toto wolf. He said, no. Damn, this Buffalo Trace is hitting. One sip at 9:45 in the morning. Okay. Well, Fred Vasseur had a great year. Andrea Stella also had a great year. To me, these are the two that it really is between.
One of the two, yeah.
Ollie Oaks, James Vowles, Ayaka Matsu. I don't think so, but you know, Andrea Stella. I mean, Zach Brown is very, very complimentary of Andrea Stella. He credits him with a lot of that stuff, and that was an interesting hire because I think that like when that whole thing went down, because
Seidel left,
and there was a vibe where I was thinking, are they gonna get some flashy, like who's the flashy guy that Zach Brown's gonna get? Because he's such a flashy guy.
No, but Zach Brown does the flash. I think he just needs
exactly. He wants someone to do the work. Zach needs
Right.
someone to work.
Well, which now makes sense, but at the time I was thinking that's interesting. Like I would think that he would get some kind of flashy guy, but Andrea to me at the time felt like, oh, you're just because he was at the team already, wasn't he? He was just promoted.
a long time. He was.
He's been at the team for a long time, promoted internally. You know, sometimes when
like
when the coach gets hired, you get an internal guy. You're like, is this really the best option? But he was right. Andrea did a fantastic job in a lot of ways. But then Fred, you know,
how much do you credit? Because it's like, okay, maybe James Vowles gets some points for landing signs.
Mm-hmm.
Stella did a great job, obviously, but does Fred get some extra points for landing Lewis? Does that counteract the fact that Fred ultimately didn't win the constructors and Stella did?
I think with Fred, it's more like, I mean, he brought Ferrari up to, if you think about it, Ferrari is always controversial. He made it very calm, everything. Very well balanced now, you know. There is not a lot of criticism about the team. Obviously he got Lewis, but let's wait to see what Lewis can do at Ferrari. I mean, the jury is still out there. He hasn't done anything. He got him, but it doesn't mean that it will work because, it doesn't come without a risk. So I think we have to, it's a close race between the two of them. It's a close race.
Who would you choose? Who would you pick? This is the Guenther Steiner Team Principal of the Year Award. You have a lot of...
I would pick Andrea because he won the championship. I mean, put it this way. I mean, that's always the biggest thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Whenever we say something nice about Lewis, we get a lot of views and our followers go up. So if you could just take back what you said about the jury still being out about Lewis.
I didn't say
anything. You just take that back. I know, but can you say?
Yeah.
But you said you didn't say anything good. So can you re-say it? So can you promise that Lewis is winning the 8th and that Lewis is going to lead Ferrari to the promised land and that
there'll be a statue of Fred
water
Vasseur
will
in
turn
Maranello.
into wine in Maranello once he shows up. Can you just take that again? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, he will. Wine will be Buffalo Trace whiskey.
No, sorry. Exactly.
Instead of water to wine, it's wine to Buffalo Trace. That's the next step. because
The Italians would love that.
The Italians are going to love
Kentucky bourbon through the streets of Maranello.
Because water to wine, there was already a guy which did that. We don't want to copy. We want to go the next step, you know?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
We want to take it to the
No,
next
Lewis
level.
would turn it into agave, whatever the...
Take it to non-alcoholic tequila.
Yeah.
I don't know what they'd be more upset with. Okay, the winner of the Guenther Steiner Team Principal of the Year Award goes to Fred Vasseur.
Wow!
With 55% of the vote. 55% of the vote. Now, here's the thing.
That's a shocker.
Here's the thing, Guenther. Guenther. I'll tell you the awards that we have coming up, because you can maybe veto this. We have Best Race of the Year, Best On-Track Battle of the Year, and Rockstar and Wanker of the Year.
Yeah. It's not many
Do you
left,
want to use your untamed veto for this?
Do you want to shaft your friend Fred?
No, I don't want to
who
be
doesn't want to
untamed
come
here.
on our podcast? Do you want to shaft him?
No, because I was in between the two of them, so I let it go, you know? And how many percent did Stella get, Andrea?
Well, here's the thing. Fred got 55%, and there were 5 people nominated, so that's a dominant victory.
Yeah, that is pretty, yeah.
That is a red wave there.
How do you attribute? Why do you think Fred went? Why do you think Fred?
Because he got Lewis Hamilton, as you say.
Yeah.
Hey, you smart ass. Because he got Lewis Hamilton, you know.
And I think that he has more press. I think
Lewis will make wine into whiskey, so why not Fred, you know? So.
And as we know, the Vanke's a little political. It's like the Oscars.
I also think that, like Andrea, he is behind it. Like, he doesn't really like the limelight.
No.
As much as Fred is like a racer guy, he's just got a little bit more fucking pop. He's got more.
You know what
pizzazz.
it is? So, like, people sort of when they think of like McLaren's rise, they sort of attribute it to Zach more.
Yeah.
Zach is kind of taking some of that
Zach's front face
credit, more front facing.
And now
also,
by splitting it, they didn't win anything.
Yeah, he's like, it's like the Bob Dole or RFK, like splitting the electorate.
We're getting some information from Washington D.C. Stella got 27% of the vote.
Wow, that is
half.
that is crazy.
You know, it's also, I think that Fred has something going for him in the fact that he's a short, bald Frenchman. And if we remember, the last time Ferrari rose to prominence, there was a short, bald Frenchman at the helm.
He wasn't bold, the last one, was he?
Todd?
Yeah. Is he bold?
He felt bald. Even if he wasn't.
Yeah.
A short kind of, I don't give a shit, man, Frenchman brought Ferrari. So I think that there's like a historical context for Fred that I think people are into.
He fits an archetype.
Yeah.
He does. Okay. Best race of the year. The nominees are Brazil, Austria, Silverstone, Baku, and Monza. Damn, all these races were good. I mean, Silverstone, with the change in conditions.
Lewis won. Lewis won. Okay, Guenther, you're going to have to take that again. You have to say, wow, Silverstone was the best day of my life because Lewis
won, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was changing conditions. Yeah. There was, it looked like McLaren was going to have it at one point. Then it was, it was all over the place. It was raining. It stopped raining. Then Lewis won. But we were there, and the fans didn't seem to give a shit.
The fans did not care.
I knocked them a little bit for that. I mean, Austria was great. There was the on-track battle with Lando and Max.
Ended in tears.
Monza was great with, Oscar overtaking and Lando, and then Charles Leclerc ultimately taking the race. Baku between
Oscar
and Charles again. And then, of course, Brazil in the rain. Legendary drive for Max Verstappen.
Now, was Brazil a great independent performance? Like, was Brazil a great race, or was Brazil a great independent performance?
That's a good question.
Exactly, because the winner will be Brazil, but as you say, it's a performance. It's not a good race.
You know? Yeah, but can you untether the two? I mean, you're still, whether or not it's a good race is, kind of like am I sitting there enthralled? Do I care?
Okay.
Do I care?
All right. Well, let me say who won. So Brazil won.
Yeah.
59% of the vote. Domination victory for Brazil for race of the year. But Guenther, you have your veto.
Well, let's just talk about the context, right? It was like really it wasn't technically the clincher, but it felt like the clincher. The stakes were so high.
It was essentially the clincher.
And sure, and people were like spinning off. It was lots of craziness that was fun. And then Max charging through the field, chasing down Lando. Why was that not considered a great race, just a great performance?
I just think it was just kind of like a chaotic race. It wasn't like there was a bunch of great racing on that race. You know what I mean? I think there was one great racer in that field. But like you don't. Yeah, but you don't think of the Alpines as like, and then they were just so great, and that overtake. It was just like they were kind of like kept it safe. We're in the right pit window. Like
so if I give a veto, who is the winner? The second.
Well, that's. You get to choose who you get.
Martial law.
Yes.
Martial law.
It's
Austria, Silverstone, Baku, or Monza. Or hey, if there's a race that we're forgetting, you can pick any race you fucking want.
No, but as you say, I mean, it's difficult to veto this one because, what is a great race? It was a great race because the consequence of that race, what Max did on that race, it's a lot of stuff. Leave it. It was a great race.
But Guenther, I'm looking at these next. You're gonna be in favor.
Oh, there will be one. But if it isn't right,
okay, we're running out of vetoes.
We'll do it at the end.
We're running out of vetoes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Brazil wins best race of the year. Okay, best on-track battle of the year. Here are the nominees: Charles Leclerc versus Oscar Piastri in Baku. Max versus Lando in Austria. Max versus Lando in Coda. Charles versus Carlos in Bahrain. And Liam versus Checo in Mexico.
Who is the winner? I would say the winner will be... I know my winner, but...
that's all we care about.
Who's your winner?
Who's your winner?
The Liam one. The Liam, because I found that one interesting because, there was a lot of nothing to be won there, but it was a good battle,
Yeah.
And you appreciate a good battle for 16th place.
I find it pretty stupid, but I like stupid things. Exactly. That is what I know. That is what I know.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, hey, that's good. Hey, that's good racing. No one's fucking talking about it, but hey, come on.
He's got to give some love. Now,
with the context, with the larger context, he might be replacing Checo. He's in Mexico. He gives him the finger afterwards. I mean, that was right.
How much extra credit are you giving for the finger, though?
A lot.
All right.
Sure. Okay. Well, the winner was Max and Lando in Austria.
Okay.
That was a great on-track battle, a lot of back and forth, but Guenther, maybe a veto here?
Yeah, I veto this, and we have to give it to Liam, because it was just too cool of
Yes! Yes, there we go.
Fighting for nothing, it's the best you can have, Because all the other ones got their airtime already.
Wait a minute. These guys were fighting for their job.
Yeah, for second last, yeah. That's great, huh? Yeah.
No, but for Liam's fighting for his future job that he might get.
You think that it's any good to give him the finger? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I don't know. I feel like it was a kind of Max Verstappen-esque.
Yeah, exactly. Showing who you are. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Show you who you are. I don't back down. I don't care that we're in your home country on your fucking
fighting
track.
for 16s. Just
fighting for 16th.
Yeah.
I am not. That's my corner. Gotta respect it. Okay, Liam lost. Okay, the veto has been used. Our listeners can breathe easy. Okay, our final 2 awards of the year. Bankers, we are taking a break from this episode to talk to you about our newest sponsor, Chomps. Chomps is the perfect snack. It's my favorite snack to bring with me on race day. With 10 to 12 grams of protein per stick, it's a good source of protein and high quality protein at that. You gotta make sure that what you're putting in your body, it's high quality, and with Chomps, it is. Also, 0 grams of sugar and 100% grass-fed and finished beef. That's what you're getting with Chomps. And on top of all that, it tastes good. Here's what I like to do. I like to bring a handful of Chomps, throw them in my backpack, Go to the race so I can be nice and fueled. Don't get distracted by the booths and the funnel cake and all the stuff that's bad for you. You need a good, healthy snack because it's hot at these races. You want to make sure that you're fueled up and ready to go so that you can watch Lando Norris blow another start. That's listen, but Chomps helps me get through those races. It helps me get through those races with their delicious, delicious sticks. And if you want to learn more, you can go to chomps.com/red flags. The link will be in the description. It's once again, chomps.com/red flags. Learn more and get your chomps today. Vankers, not only does Cash App sponsor our favorite perfectly branded Formula One team, but they also make it easier for you to save money so you can do the things you love, like going to an F1 race. Listen, to be honest, we thought that Cash App was just a way to send people money. Hey, Cash App me for that. But it's a way faster and simpler way to bank. You can start saving with as little as $1, no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements, no account fees. And we all know that overdraft fees make no sense. Why are you charging someone if they don't have any money? Plus, when you deposit $300 or more in paychecks, you can get up to $50 in free overdraft coverage. It pays to get paid on Cash App, so go download the app today. What are you doing? Now back to the show. Brought to you by Cash App. The Cash App Rockstar of the Year award. The nominees are Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Nico Hülkenberg, Franco Colapinto, Yuki Tsunoda, and the Williams Mechanics.
Is there even a debate?
Guenther, who's the rock star for 2024?
I would say Max.
Yeah, it's got to be Max.
Yeah, it has to be Max.
I mean,
lost the car a third of the way through the season, managed to hold on. Brazil
will go down in history as one of the best drives ever. You know, I'm watching. There's this Senna show that's on Netflix right now. I'm watching the Senna show, and he had all these legendary performances in the rain. Senna. Mm-hmm. And I mean that Max, it was Senna-esque. It just felt, I was like, I'm watching one of the greatest to ever do it. And given the context, how important that race was. I mean, it was
that won him the championship, yeah.
It was Rockstar. Yeah. Where do you think this championship will rank among his, where do you put this one amongst his other three?
I think this is the best one. I think this one is for him ranks first.
Better than 2021?
Yeah, 2021 in the end, he got a little bit lucky, I would say, to say the least, right. You know. Yeah. But this one, he had to fight for it. He did everything. He was strategic. He had got a lot of things going against him, you know. I think this, for me, this one was his best one.
Yeah, there's no doubt on this one.
All right,
there's no,
he did it, yeah.
He did
the car, yes. Yeah. The race director, no. This was his, you know?
Yeah.
Guenther, if you could take that again, the correct answer is 2021. He didn't win. Lewis won. Just take that one more time. Thank you so much.
I said the race director.
Okay, Max Verstappen, Rockstar of the Year. And now for the one that everyone really cares about. The Cash App Wanker of the Year award. Okay.
That's our champion, you know.
This is our champion. Yeah. Okay, the nominees for Wanker of the Year. Valtteri Bottas.
What?
He hasn't done anything, you know.
0 points.
0 points, dude. Yeah. Hey, I know that he was better than Joe the whole year. Joe finished ahead of him.
Yeah.
Lance Stroll.
Oof.
The FIA and Mohammed bin Salam. Stake F1 team Kick Sauber. And George Russell.
Wow. It's a loaded roster.
Wow.
Who was the biggest wanker this year?
I don't think it was VB. I think that's sad.
No, I don't think
he was kind of anonymous. You have to try and fail spectacularally. I think that's part of.
I mean, you could maybe give it to the stake team.
Yeah, you could give it to them because I mean they are now Audi. They started. Oh, they are not yet Audi, but they are Audi.
Right.
You know,
right?
They came out like they couldn't put the wheels on. You know, it took them half an hour. You know,
yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, for 6 races they couldn't fix that one.
What was that, Guenther? Did you get information as to like why they couldn't figure that out?
Something with the wheel guns, right?
No. It was the wheel, not something with the wheel nut because he cross-threaded or something, that 2 different materials, they were seizing up. I don't know, but this
but is that material that is not like standard, the wheel nuts?
No, it's not standard. No, it's not standard.
Wow.
No, the material is not standard. So I don't know what they did. I mean, but not being, you can make it wrong, but how long it took them to fix it, that for me was like,
yeah,
exactly, exactly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty wanker.
Yeah, that was pretty, yeah. The FIA on the other side, they fucked up quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. We were saying on our other episode, like, the amount that we had to talk about them this year
is too much.
Too much.
I mean, this is like if you play football, in football, you talk about the referee all the time.
Right.
That's a bad sign, though. And I think that, well, I was meaning to ask you, I didn't come around soon enough, but when Charlie Whiting was running things, Guenther, like, was there a lot of talk about the FIA or nobody really? It was just kind of behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, talks. I mean, a few times a year it happens, but nothing at this level, And now even the president came to the conclusion, we maybe need permanent stewards.
But what made Charlie Whiting so effective, you think?
Respect.
And you're saying that MBS doesn't have maybe as much respect as Charlie Whiting?
MBS is not race director. MBS shouldn't be even present, in the race. It shouldn't be even there. I mean, you never talked about Jean Todt.
Jean Todt was the president, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think was the difference between Jean Todt and MBS?
I think Jean was fortunate enough to have Charlie as his race director, which kept a lot of things away from him. And Jean Todt always kept out of the operation stuff. If I had an issue with the FIA, I called Jean up, but he never got involved publicly in it. Right. He always referred it to his people, which had to sort the job out.
So how many times did Jean Todt show up on the podium or the cool down room? Never?
Never. I never say never, but very rarely. Put it this way.
Yeah. Okay.
Very rarely.
Well, he had had real glory.
Yeah, he won a lot of shit.
He won a bunch of championships with Ferrari.
Brian, MBS won a lot of Middle East rally championships. You watch your fucking mouth.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah, how many championships in Formula One and how many championships in the Middle East in rally? It's about the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jean Todt won Paris-Dakar, won the World Endurance Championship, was a co-driver, So it's pretty.
Okay, so that we seem to have honed in on the FIA.
Yeah. Honed in FIA.
And Stake F1 Team Kick Sauber. These are our two.
I'm saying FIA.
Nominees.
That's what I'm saying.
Our two nominees.
I'm not getting press credentials anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah, I'll go with
I'm not getting media credentials.
I'll go with the FIA as well. Guenther?
Yeah, I would be with you guys,
And you know what? Who else is with us? Our amazing Patreon members who 72% winner of Wanker of the Year is Mohammed Ben Sulayem and the FIA. We need to make one of those shirts that's like FBI, female body inspector, but we got to what's the FIA now stand for?
Fraud.
Fucking incompetent assholes.
Nice.
Well, get it together. We don't want to talk about you guys as much. Come on, get your fucking hands out of this goddamn sport that's so good right now. Just sort out your shit, FIA.
Correct. Sort out your shit,
Sort out your shit. All right, that does it for the first annual Vanky's Awards ceremony. This was a blast. Guenther, this is our last episode of the season.
Yeah.
So for everyone, Guenther will be back in 2025 to talk about the 2025 season. Vanka Hours is coming back for season 2. But Guenther, I gotta say, it's really crazy.
Been a dream come true.
It's a dream come true. We started this thing.
A nightmare come true for you guys. Just admit it. Don't try to be nice now.
Listen, Guenther.
Might be a nightmare for you.
You just sound like the FIA now,
Guenther, nightmares are still dreams. Okay,
Yeah.
That's right.
they're still dreams.
There's silver lining, James Vowell speaking, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We started this thing 3.5 years ago because we watched you on the fucking Netflix, on my little computer during COVID. And we were like, we're obsessed with this sport. We're obsessed with this guy.
Yes.
And we were like, why is no one talking about how funny and crazy this world is? Because it's so funny and crazy. And it seems like the only guy who even knows that in the sport is Guenther. Everyone else is treating this thing so seriously. And I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
And Guenther's the only one treating it like I would be treating it if I was in that position. So we always identified with you. We started this podcast for other people who felt like they could too. And for, all those years, 2.5 years later, for us to get in contact with you, for us to convince you somehow to do this with us. It's been an honor. We're so glad that you joined us for this ride. And I know that all of our fans are very
really
happy that you're here as well. Even if you're unhappy, you're making other people happy.
You don't
Yes.
care about me being happy.
Well,
or not.
you're
I know
making
that,
other people happy.
You're soulless bastards, yeah.
Listen, Mahatma Gandhi wasn't necessarily happy the whole time, but a lot of other people were.
Yes.
Martin Luther
All right.
King wasn't necessarily happy the whole time. I'm comparing you to the greatest men that have ever existed in the history of the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in our small, stupid way,
Jesus Christ wasn't happy up on that cross.
Jesus Christ wasn't happy up on that
No,
cross.
Right. No, but it was
He
necessary.
still walked on water, yeah.
Yeah. To give the people what they needed.
And he could even turn water into Buffalo Trace.
That's right.
No, that's Luis. That's Luis.
That's
That's
Lewis.
Lewis.
That's Lewis. That's Lewis.
That's
That's
Lewis.
Luis's job to do, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. If you would want to give a final word to all our Vanky Nation.
And maybe us. I don't
And
know.
us,
Say
yeah,
something
yeah.
nice to us about it.
Yeah, I love you all guys except Matt, but sorry, did I just say that? No. Seriously, no, it was good fun, It was good fun to be here. It was a new experience for me. I was used to be on podcasts, but now to do one together with you guys, because on my own I cannot do it. I'm too dumb. I'm too simple. And it was good fun. And therefore we come back next year. But and all the listeners, if they keep on listening, that's a good thing. I don't know because I'm told. How many, the two people which are listening to us, if they are happy or not. But anyway,
That's right.
I hope they are. John and Mike, I was told. So, John and Mike, thanks for listening to us.
Thank you, John and Mike.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, it was good fun, guys. And we have a toast to a good season.
Great season, and hey, more great seasons to come.
to
We'll
come.
see you all in 2025, Vankas.
Merry Christmas.
Nice.
Merry
Happy
Christmas,
holidays.
Happy
Bye.
Hanukkah, and goodbye,
Goodbye,
Vankas.
Vankas.
Bye, Vankas.